Jennifer from the Wooster branch of the Wayne County Public Library. And in today's Tuesday Crafternoon, I'm going to show you how to make a fleece cup cozy that will replace the cardboard ones you always get on your coffee cups at the coffee shop. Now, I don't have a finished one in front of me. I don't know what's happened to it, probably in some drawer with spoons or whatever. So I will just show you how it looks once we're done. But you start off with a pattern. You can either take an existing cardboard cup cozy, or I will put a pattern into the Take and Make kit, because yes, this will be a Take and Make kit in November. You'll need a piece of fleece that you then trace the pattern and cut out, and you've got this to work with. If you want to make it extra thick, you can maybe cut out another piece of fleece or maybe a piece of batting to put behind it, like a cotton batting or some cotton flannel, just so you get a little extra layers to it. But I'm just going to do the fleece here today. You will want a button, scissors, and then a needle and embroidery thread. And so what I've got is just white, because I think white is going to look really good against the red. Now this is going to be real simple. We're just finishing off the edges, which honestly, because it's fleece, isn't totally necessary. When you cut fleece, it kind of seals itself. But we're going to do a blanket stitch around the edge just because that makes it pop with a little extra vibrant color. So with all that, let's get started. So first up, I'm going to confess that blanket stitch is not one I do regularly. So I always have to pull up a picture or something how-to figure out how I'm doing it and then try it multiple times before I get it right. So hopefully I'll get it right this time. We'll see. What we're going to start with is just a blanket stitch all the way around the edge of the cozy. So I've got my embroidery floss, and this is 3 strands. I've got it knotted here at the end. And I'm just going to start here, little ways in from the edge. Just pull it through. And I'm going to hold that and then come here to the beginning of the edge and stitch about the same way in, because we want it relatively even going around. And I'll pull that most of the way through. And then it looks like we're just going to twist this part, come up through it. And this is going to be kind of our anchoring stitch. They're not all going to look like this. So that's why I wanted to put it at the end, just so it's a little out of the way. But from here, what we're going to do is start down here and come up to the edge. And you'll notice I'm keeping the end of the thread behind me. And it gives it that nice little edging on the top. So you want to keep your stitches fairly even. Tug them gently just to make sure you don't have any slack in here. But don't pull them so tight that your fleece buckles underneath it. And this is all you're going to do all the way around. See, once you get that first stitch or two in, it's not that bad. It's just remembering how to do the first stitch or two. This is kind of like me with knitting. I don't know what I'm doing until I get those first couple of stitches or loops or whatever you want to call them in. All right, we're going around the corner, so this is going to get a little on the messy side, but it's okay. We're all friends here, right? And that was a little short, but there we go. Now we just keep working our way around. You know, I know it's really difficult to get that an even length. If you want, you can kind of mark it out, but obviously I didn't do that, and I'm not that great at keeping things even, so it's going to be what it's going to be. So I'm going to keep going with this, and I'll come back once I've got it finished, and hopefully it won't look a right mess. Well, this is the best I could do finishing up the stitching. It's not even, it's not perfect, but it's done. So all we have left to do is to put in a buttonhole and a button. And I would suggest maybe your buttonhole here on the flat end. And for that, I'm just going to kind of fold this under a little bit and cut a little notch right here in the middle. I'm going to try. Sometimes you just got to poke your scissors in and cut that way. You want it to be just big enough that your button will go through just fine. Now, I'm not going to sew the button on yet because I'd want to wrap this around a cup and see about where that would fall. But, you know, doing a button, that's pretty easy. You're just stitches, hole to hole. If you wanted to, with the buttonhole, you could do a very tight version of your blanket stitch to do a buttonhole stitch around it. But like I said, when you cut fleece, it sort of self-seals, so you don't really have to do that. That's up to you. It's kind of a tight space to work around, so I'll leave that to you to decide if you want to do it. But that's really all there is to it. You cut out your piece of fabric, you do this nice stitch around the edge, you've got a buttonhole and a button, and if you wanted to stitch or applique a little something in the middle, you can do that, but that is totally up to you. So that's going to be a take and make kit in November. The date on that is actually just after Thanksgiving. It's November 27th. It is something you'll have to register for. If you register and end up on the wait list and don't get a kit, we should be able to have at least the instructions available for you. But otherwise, that's what we've got to get ready for cozy season. So I hope you give this a try at home. And in the meantime, stay healthy, be kind, and get creative. Bye-bye.